Oh god, they got 6 in!
They haven't started yet.
Okay.
We're good on stream and all that shit?
It should be. I'm gonna be dropping frames here and there, but oh well, YOLO swaggins.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no super secret, awesome video introduction, so I'm just gonna bring us into it. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us tonight. This is the Division 2 AL9 Grand Finals versus newly sponsored / acquired Crack Clan Australia, formerly, what the hell was their name?
XYZ.
XYZ, end of the line, versus S4, and this is shaping up to be a pretty good grand final as both teams have been practicing really actively for this game, and to me, with me tonight is No Mercy.
Hey Yuki. Yeah, both teams really excited for this game. Unfortunately, Clown Baby, who is arguably one of the most impactful players for S4, he's been playing really well lately as Scout. He's having an appendix surgery, so hope he gets better, but they did get Shooter in to replace him, so he should be a reasonable replacement. I'd say they're pretty comparable Scouts, and other than that, I believe both teams have their full core lineups.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think who the players, I guess, would be to watch. I mean, Shooter's a pretty competent Scout. I mean, he's replacing Chriso, who was no doubt, as you were saying earlier, a really good Scout. So, obviously being a ringer, he's not going to have the same chemistry as a team, but he'll definitely be someone to look out for as he's, you know, rips it up, so to speak, in a lot of scrims that I've seen him play in. But
I'd say
what about S4's
team? Robert Paulson, if he's having a bad game, they'll probably really struggle, but most of the time he's a really high damage deal. He plays really aggressively as Demo Man, really puts himself in risky positions but backs himself with DM, so big plays, and sort of I expect him to be on the top of the damage table if he's having anything short of a reasonable game for him.
You know, because like as people say, Badlands does come down to like generally being the Scout performance, and a lot of the time compared to a lot of other maps, if you win the rollout, you can generally win the round if you play it right. So, I don't know who you'd give that edge to really. Like, who would have the better Scouts? Would you say S4 with, you know, Shooter playing over Chriso, or maybe Crack Clan Scouts?
I definitely give it to the S4 Scouts. Having DM'd both of them for a while, I just think that the Smiley Town Chriso combo had better DM. They were really prepared to take Scout kills, and they always seem to
I hope the volume's okay,
not
guys.
miss. Whereas Jangbanger and Cuss kind of play more of a try to avoid opposing Scouts, probably more for flanking plays, maybe attacking the medic a little bit more often than the demo. So I don't know if I just didn't feel their impact as much, but I think that Shooter and Smiley probably have the edge there, assuming that both of them have warmed up.
And what about, before we get started, I guess, would you say your predictions are? Unfortunately, I don't know anything about these teams apart from like the experience I've had ringing for your team in the past couple of days. So
yeah, I mean, I think both teams have the potential to win it. I think S4 are the favourites, and I mean, I think it's kind of like the third place game last night between Wu and
yeah, you have to
Sesh,
excuse me, Mr. Crack Clan person. I'm really bad at play-by-play. Ah, yeah, fair. I definitely would like to see us go to 3 maps, because, I mean, 2 of the top teams in Div 2, like, battling
and even though both these teams have good, do have good DM and can make good plays, there's enough mistakes in their play and hesitation that I feel like this won't be a stomp. Like, they're going to play really carefully. There's probably going to be a lot of stalemates. I mean, hell, we had a warm-up game against these guys, and it was 1-0 after half an hour on Badlands, which is saying how like slow the teams are prepared to take their pushes one at a time. And I don't think S4 are too different in that regard.
Yeah, it looks like we're thinking about going live. There's a lot of ready, they're not ready. No, just sitting around waiting. I don't know. I don't really know what else we could talk about apart from, I don't know, which demo man has the better loadout. There's Hayes with the little pink parrot and the pimp hat and the little cape for the king, or there's...
Shout out for worst loadout by far goes to Tom Berry. He's a pink Yeti.
Oh god. What is that? Oh my god. That looks like the rubber glove thing that the penguin wears in Wallace and Gromit. Oh man, I love that movie.
Oh, I haven't seen Wallace and Gromit in so long.
How will I know if someone hits an air shot? I'll try and inform you. Best of my ability. My play-by-play is pretty bad, but we'll see how we go. Still a lot of sitting around, everyone's mailing each other in spawn. Looks like Shooter's AFK, probably getting his food. It's about his time.
It's his classic shooter.
Yeah, shout out to Shooter who, you know, decides to disappear mid-scrim and get food without even telling anyone. The car's getting food! Oh.
Some tandoori chicken.
Tandoori chicken.
I had chicken for dinner tonight, actually. If it wasn't tandoori, it was just like a roast. Pretty good.
Do you have predictions for actual scores? I don't know. S4 is the favourite, but I don't know. Crack Clan have been playing pretty decently. I'm gonna say first map Badlands will be like 5-3 to Crack Clan. Map 2 maybe go to wait. What's map 2? S4? Snakewater, sorry.
Yeah.
Will be like S4 like 5.
You're just pulling numbers out of your
I'm
ass.
pulling numbers. Shut up. Hey, I'm trying to make it sound really good. Okay, hyping it up.
When you're right, you're going to be like the king of predictions.
And Crack Clan will be 5-2 on the last map. Wait, what's the last map?
Oh god, I'm not even sure.
Yeah, sure, 5-2.
Is it gravel pit?
Oh god, okay, it'll be 2-1 then.
Suspicion it might be gravel pit.
Yeah. Oh, alright, is it? Oh, Shooter's going to the bathroom, okay.
Rest in peace.
I hope the volume's alright, guys. This is my first time doing cameraman and play-by-play, so you'll have to excuse me in advance. Yeah, so I don't know, how about that local sports team? They performed pretty well the other day. Oh! One team already. Oh, stop doing this to me! Ah, okay, we're going live, so I guess I'm gonna follow. Oh my god! Oh. Okay, so we're going live. I'm gonna follow, I guess, Robert Paulson on the first rollout as he makes his way there, as you were saying. The more aggressive demo man. So once again, guys, this is the grand final, L9 Div 2, Crackland versus S4, getting on the way. First map, Robert Paulson nailing his rollout quite well. He's gonna get there about 9:43, pretty standard time. I'm gonna look for the early sticky on that demo, but the demo's gone window and he needs to early stick himself. He's actually taking a lot of damage. He needs to be backing up here, getting some heals from his medic, as looks like Crackland are going extremely aggressive, really good damage on that train. S4 extremely weak. They probably need to get out here as, no, wow, Robert Paulson's going to enter with full health, but they've got all the positioning, but no players up, and that's just going to be the end of that, and wow, no mercy, like, that was just too little position, unless this happens, my god.
Yeah, they almost managed to pull it back. Trying to commit your medic up through your opponent's maintenance that late in a
As you see,
rollout.
I'm bad.
I don't know if I'm a huge fan. I can see what they were trying to do, but it's pretty reliant on Pish to go huge as primary soldier, and he did okay, but he didn't really like 2v1 or anything, and just there was too many bodies there on the defensive blue train, just locking them out, doing spam. Omen died pretty quickly as soon as he showed his head, and that's pretty much all she wrote. They did drop both medics, so Omen has a slight uber edge here. It's probably not going to amount to too much though. I mean, Pishka's pretty comfortable at the corner. They may try to push this with the 30% they have, but honestly I wouldn't want to call that too soon, knowing how cautious they have been in the past.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that Crackland got 2 early picks in the mid and didn't really do anything with it. They kind of just got owned, didn't like take those picks and get heals and then push forward, but unfortunately they won't have to get that.
The scout in their own valley was definitely causing them some real hindrance. I think they were, even though as you said they had their numbers down, they were really just kind of crammed in their corner with no good targets to pick, and maybe the demo man just Hayes didn't have, Paulson didn't have ammo loaded because he didn't really look like he wanted to push forward.
Yeah, it looks like they're not too comfortable pushing with about a 30% Uber advantage, which is fair enough. And S4 looks like they're getting up their Uber as well, so we're going to see how S4 trying to approach this mid to, I guess, 4th point push, which is, I don't know, so what even happened there? Soldier jumps around choke, tries to kill the medic, gets completely destroyed, so that was nothing accomplished by Lamy at all, and that's an easy player advantage for Crackland. They just need to jump in here, you know, get some positioning, and then get their players in from the flank end at the same time. But they're kind of sitting around here, not really just doing anything. I think, unless they're going to try and suicide a player, Pish doesn't really do anything. Eats a huge amount of damage from his sticky trap, needs to get out, make sure he doesn't die, and his demo's eating a lot of damage as well, so yeah, that's the push stunner for Crackland. I think they just need to just jump in there with that player advantage. Instead, they kind of just sat around and ate spam. What would you think there, No Mercy?
Yeah, that's pretty true. I mean, after Lammy kind of got spotted doing his bomb, just easy death, they had the player ad. But as you said, I mean, Hayes was kind of setting up sticky traps. I don't know if they were worried about as opposing sticky trap and Paulson, but that really is on Fish to just, you know, actually commit to the jump and make room for the demo to follow. I mean,
they're trying for a resup push here as Paulson's sticking up that resup, trapping a player in the forward spawn. And they're getting some good positioning here, but no kills here. I don't know, they really need to try and do something with this. Maybe push out patio, get some positioning as the demo man Hayes has fallen back. Yeah, Paulson with some good damage, and Uber is forced on both sides. S4 actually getting the better Uber there. Ubering a couple of seconds later, and they can afford to mortar here as the whole of S4 is collapsing in on this Crackland combo. Wow, the medic going down for Crackland. Body's dropping left and right here, but the soldier does come in for a flank. Leon doesn't get successful, unfortunately, and wow, no mercy. That was just really clinical play by S4 there, just milking that Uber and just collapsing on Crackland once their Uber faded.
Yeah, Tombury played it well. He knew he had the Uber advantage, just basically stood up in their grill, invulnerable, was prepared to take a large amount of damage, but ultimately, with the scout support there at the right time, easy kills. Finishing off the cap as well. I don't know why CC completely gave up corner when they rotated to Grey Bridge. It kind of gave the guys from S4 sort of a high ground, which probably allowed them to have the better Uber, but now they're in all sorts of trouble at last. They got a Pyro, which probably will help, but I mean, ZWK is about to get this Uber. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, just this Pyro here, assuming they go in top left, probably just leave on a scout.
Looks like Shooter's going to be the one running. I'm going to watch him in through as he gets Ubered first. Going to look straight for that Pyro, gets a nice meat shot on him. He's pretty weak, but the combo has dropped down behind point with Crackland. Pyro does go down, Soldier's weak, Shooter with a nice bait at the point. Paulson getting some good damage on this demo, but he needs to reload. He's going to sticky reload to do damage to the people that are on the floor. And I don't know, it looks like Crackland are going to defend this, as never mind, Smileytown and Paulson getting some picks, Smileytown with another clean-up kill, and that's going to be the count that brings us to 1-0. And wow, I was surprised it actually went that way, because Paulson used all his ammo to sticky off the door and didn't do any damage, and like that's a huge amount of damage missing out there. Unfortunate for Crackland to lose that round, and that's 1-0 to S4, and we got a game ahead of us, no mercy.
Yeah, Lammy and Smiley really took their sweet ass time getting into that last point, but I mean there was no one top left, so when they did finally arrive, they had good high ground. This roll, it looks like Lammy's looking to bomb Valley again, landing right onto that approaching soldier, gets demolished by Pish, but Omen is dead in the background anyway. Once again, those scouts not being tracked Valley, and this fight is turning pretty pear-shaped. Crackland super low health. They did kill ZWK there in the kerfuffle, but short of Cusp going absolutely enormous with 42 HP, I don't see anything happening.
Yeah.
Smileytown picks him up some free points straight to the stats, and he'll just go up. And I don't think they'll be able to contest this Spire with such late kill deaths, and only Omen sitting up alive alone at last at the moment.
Yeah, not much damage coming out there from Crackland really, as just they got completely demolished on that roller there. Huge scout cleanup allowed S4 to completely roll over them. As Shooter's looking in for this flank on this scout, he should be able to take him down without no sweat. Does take a meat shot, but does get taken down. So they have a player advantage, but their players are, well, Shooter's pretty weak right now, so I have to change a setting.
The scout advantage really is actually becoming quite noticeable. Smileytown and Shooter both having great games so far, well up above the scoreboard. Hell, they're outscoring their medic currently, whereas Jangbanger and Cust not really finding as much impact. They're getting the counter med picks when they need to, with the help of Lammy, but often those guys have to die for those picks, so it's really just equalizing, never actually finding an advantage.
Coming in here top left. Paulson getting a nice pick on Pish, the pocket soldier. He just needs to set crit stickies up everywhere.
Jeez, Hayes is ballsy.
Nice pick on the scout there. They've got some really good positioning as well, dude. Paulson just needs to reload and re-pushing through high left, as they've got 2 player advantage. Well, sorry, it's actually even, but they got huge positioning, but Paulson unfortunately does get taken down by Jangbanger the scout there, and S4 just needs a GTFO here. I mean, they bait the point, but they got no players up. This is just Lammy just overcommitting. The medic should probably die here. I'm going to follow Jangbanger as he tries to find him, but looks like the medic did get out choked in time, so Crackland do have a slight player advantage here. They should be looking to set up on the Spire point, as, yeah, wow, S4 get completely zoned out there. Really nice retake by Crackland, and no mercy, that was just S4 definitely overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright to fail on the last push, but as you said, they lingered a little bit too long, and that's what cost them this next point. Here comes the crits though, shots flying everywhere. Tomberry can't hit a single player. Eventually the counter Uber comes, and Hayes starting to do damage. Already got 2 kills here, as the Uber tails. S4 is so low on health. This back cap probably is just going to buy his team enough time to get some heals up, but I don't know if they can actually hold this mid so long as the scout starts committing now. The respawns won't be there in time with Shooter and Smileytown still down. Yeah,
players jumping in here from Crackland. Paulson's got to hightail it out of there, gets out from house, but once again, S4 still have that crit streak, so they're going to be looking to use that probably onto this midpoint. Crackland need to be careful, make sure they're not all bunched up and taking, you know, a huge crit sticky, as ZWK is currently coming up on 100%. Paulson's readying his sticky, got the medic on him, first sticky goes out, gets a nice double kill. That's not what you want to happen. They already knew they had crits and they just completely bunched up for it entirely.
I think they needed like Bailey on position to bomb that medic there. It's pretty difficult to keep your med alive if a soldier bombs in while coming up through that valley without Uber. Jangbang are actually going to pick up Lammy in No Man's Land out on Grey Bridge. Yeah, they're just buying time here until Omen gets his Uber. I think they should be able to commit to defend this Spire. Be really disappointed if they don't. But
yeah, the cut time's pretty close, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunate for Crackland. But I don't know. There's usually two ways you can defend with against crit streak. It's either one, you don't let them hit at all, or two, you just sit the hell back and try and get a lucky sticky trap. And unfortunately, they didn't really do either. That was unfortunate for Crackland.
Yeah, they were preparing to spam against crit stickies, like standing up on that train like prized cows, cattle or something. Here we go, nice counter Uber on the crit. Pish isn't going to find the medic though, they need to get someone more than just a demo, probably not enough, but there we go, Jangbanger finds a kill. Oh, and Lammy was lingering as well, Pish with a 3 kills, so suddenly things are looking pretty good. Medic is going to get it back to mid with a scout, and I think Paulson, and he will just have to hold mid. I don't know if I agree with this level of aggression from the primary soldier, but may work out. Pish is going to probably take mid off it actually.
Yeah, I like how Crackland actually, they knew the other team had crits, and since they had Uber versus crits, they just decided to push really aggressive into them once they'll poke their head out. Really good retake by Crackland, and 20 minutes on the clock for the first half. They've got plenty of time to, you know, bring the score back their way. As once again they should. Wait, did they kill the medic? Sorry, I wasn't even tracking. No, they didn't. So the other medic still has crit streak. So Crackland should be looking to, you know, once again try and use this Uber aggressively, because they should know that S4 are going to try and use this crit. So I'm going to go find Paulson as the crit is used. Once again, the same thing happening.
That was really deep, well placed. I don't know if he could even see the place he was aiming at.
Yeah, no.
Look at the medic.
Medic's playing coming in by Jangbanger. Shooter returns with a kill on Pish, and Jangbanger, the only player up, he's going to try and go ham here, but he's going to get chased quickly by Shooter, and he's going to run out. That was just, once again, Crackland somehow forgetting that the other team had crits, and they just positioned themselves incorrectly. I mean, they've got to, you know, start, you know, figuring out their shit against this crit streak, else, you know, they're going to keep losing these situations, as it looks like ZWK, the medic S4, has switched back to Uber, as it looks like we've got some cap time going on this Spire. Lammy trying to get some pressure. Smiley Time with a nice flank kill on Jangbanger, as it looks like someone's on the medic. Lammy's going to get out there quick smart, and Shooter is coming in from drop down as well. Not really doing anything yet. He's going to be coordinating with his team to get the flank. Gets in a drill with the scout, but not really much happening. But he is buying time for his team on the Spire point there, as S4 looking to sit up here, but Hayes with a nice pipe on Smiley Town.
Yeah, it was going well until they lost both their scouts there, and now they just have to back up, unfortunately. Lammy shouldn't be going there, he should be getting out. They actually managed to force the Uber, I'm not sure what caused that. I don't know if anyone could have, but Omen's popped his Uber, and that's a bit of a free gift for S4 here.
Yeah, S4 just need to make sure they get some good kills here with this Uber. They can't be dropping players with this Uber. It's fine to just Uber here. Get the first kill returning on the soldier. Going for Tomberry, decides to reload his shotgun. Shooter's going to be plus 40 around, choke with the last bit of that Uber. Full health, hasn't taken any damage at all. He's just going ham. Does finally get taken down, but that's wasted all the ammo on Crackland. That should give S4 a little bit of room to come in here, as doesn't really look like they're going to, but awesome. Nice air pipe on Hayes. Pish returning with 2 kills on Smiley Town, and Lammy, that's a scout and soldier for S4, and they're going to have to back out of here quick smart.
But yeah, I don't know where it went wrong there for S4. They looked like they were going good. Shooter had bought so much time just spamming his spacebar, but I guess the support wasn't there. Maybe if Paulson had been a little bit quicker, he probably could have actually started doing the deep throw in that corner, but oh well. They're going to get this Uber up in time, so both teams are just going to chill at the corner. Oh, an early pop again by Omen. ZWK hasn't Ubered yet, and this is looking pretty bad. S4 need to start pushing forward. I think yeah, Omen is going to get out of there, so good to see Medic actually retreating when he knows his Uber's bad. Many Medics don't. But, yep, another neutral trade. Both scouts are dead for a CC though, as Tombo just commits in here, gets midi, but doesn't matter. And Thalion once again demolished out of the sky. Shooter and Smiley Tan going to town on him.
Yeah, that should be S4 being able to get Spy here. Too many late deaths for Crackland.
People.
And oh my god, Tom, stop that. I'm going to ban you in a second.
The control point is being
And
captured.
yeah, just once again, S4 just getting those really aggressive players of Crackland, punishing them for just overstaying their welcome. And that's, you know, capping up Spy for S4. Uber's even though, so probably not going to see too many utilities popping out of Crackland. Maybe a sniper at the very least. Yep, Jangbang is swapping up to the sniper.
They love the old classes on last holds. Yeah, I'd probably go Engineer. I mean, I don't see a reason not to. Always buy some time. I mean, no need for Pyro. It's not like Nant is in the in this server who just always goes Pyro. Really, it's just best for disadvantage. But is that a Pyro I'm seeing underneath? No, it's just a scout
it's not.
spamming.
It just looks like S4 just biding their time, getting overheals. I wonder if they're going to just try and suicide a player and maybe get a utility in the form of a sniper, a heavy, or maybe even Spy. As
Yeah, I'm always
Shooter's
a
getting
fan
that
of
overheal.
always a fan of the soldier bomb from under and the scout, but no, they're just going to Uber in. Actually, they're going to ignore the counter Uber, but yet Omen pops anyways. So interesting decision by Omen to try to drop Pish down onto them, try to force a multi on the demo. It's gone okay. No actual deaths yet.
Pish with some nice
is
flank
down.
from top right. He's going to get some really good damage on this combo that is S4, but he does take some good damage himself. Both teams kind of biding their time. Tombo with the trade on Pish, but Leon with the flank from the top left does take that push down. But there's time on the caps. Lemmy does get taken down by the sticky trap. And this scout is on 1 health, and nice play by Crackland there. S4 just overextended themselves. They just stayed in that little connector area on the top, just getting completely crushed with the flank from the top left by the roaming soldier.
Yeah, Thailand did a good job there. Definitely made the difference. They're going to get Spire off of this, and they can keep pushing. Still got Uber advantage. No real positioning yet, and with that one scout down, I wouldn't even be waiting for Uber. I'd just be start going now. Often the threat when you're this close to Uber and they know you've got advantage is enough to just get them to back out early.
Yeah, looks like they can go through house with this Uber advantage. Hayes is poking his head through. He's taking a decent amount of damage. He's poking that sticky jump. Does get Ubered. Leaps forward straight into the enemy team. S4 are going to be taking so much damage here.
Oh, wow.
Med and Demo both taken down pretty much immediately. Crackman are going to be looking to mob up here. Hayes with some huge damage, and that's just going to be clean-up crew coming in for Crackland as Shooter does get taken down as well. And that's going to be about 40% give or take Uber advantage for Crackland as they're capping the spy point and looking up to the last point here, No Mercy.
Yeah, that was really nice. I was worried that they were going to make a bunch of that CC because Pish seemed to be hesitating so long at that corner. But it was a good first sticky jump by Hayes. Gave him a lot of ground, and he was just able to lead out the damage there with the scouts coming in. Ended up catching everyone. Of course, the medic was the kill they wanted, but the fact they got everyone is some nice gravy on top. So a comfortable Spire push, and yet once again, nice Uber advantage pushing into last. With this momentum, I expect them to bring it out to 1-all. Oh jeez, it's been 1 round so far. Here we go, top left. Uber is meeting a Pyro, it's always obnoxious. That is, of course, Smiley Town eventually taken down by the Jankbanger pistol. Probably this is still looking good for the CC guys. They have good high ground advantage here. Medic in all sorts of trouble behind the point, but ZWK is going to get his Uber here, bouncing onto the point. Yeah, isn't a great Uber, but probably going to be enough to push out the guys from CC. As Thalion just getting caught behind the point.
Yes, I am going to be playing in,
but come in. So desperation stuff pulling off. Maybe Crackland probably should have committed a little bit more into the following that combo behind the point.
Yeah, they definitely should have at least made a play for the point. That not really much no cap time went onto that point at all. And the demo man had high ground. He could have just sticked that point easily, and there were no stickies on the point by S4. They could have just easily gotten that there. As it looks like Crackland are still contesting this Spire point, and S4 look like they're actually overstaying their welcome as Cuss trying to go for the back cap, maybe for a flank. Does catch a soldier out in the lobby. He's going to not really chase him as this soldier escapes. And Uber actually up on Crackland now as they're coming in through this main door, leaning on Hayes, the demo man. Huge damage going to come up on these soldiers. First kill on Tom Berry. This Pyro is going to die really quickly, or he should anyway, as soldier does get on the point. Hayes really needs to reload some stickies, but does hit a part. Oh, please, Crackland, get this point.
This isn't a sure thing. They could actually notch this, but no, there we go. Couple of players arrive in time. I think Paulson was in position to actually kill everyone, but we might have just had stickies on the point or nothing loaded, so they do manage to equalize there.
Yeah, that brings us 1-1 to scores, and both scores on both teams actually looking pretty close. You know, demos and scouts up there, no real surprise on Badlands, and soldiers sitting on pretty low points as both demos are greeting each other with a sticky to the face in mid as Hayes retreating back actually to the backside of train, so he's going to be sitting pretty passively waiting for some heals from his medic. Does use his whole load as ammo. Both teams actually trading pocket soldiers there as Hayes is the first one to push across the point, but Shooter with a nice flank taking down the medic there. Jangbanger and Cuss responding with kills on the scout and roaming soldier there. As Crackland look like they're only just going to get this middle, but S4 do keep their medic alive, and that's pretty much that, no mercy.
Yeah, nicely played. A pretty equal sort of fight there. Trading the point for the Uber advantage, I guess, isn't the worst of things so long as you actually manage to block this Spire. I'm surprised that WK and his soldier are so far back here, but they will arrive just in time to block that cap and move towards corner. But they need to go fast because, I mean, he's a long way from getting his Uber, but they grind faster than you think when you've got this sort of Uber advantage, and we're losing Shooter there, bad timing.
Yeah, definitely bad time for him to die. It looks like S4 are coming around this choke here. Pish looking to, should be able to get out here pretty easy with his medic. Yep, really nice. S4 just once again overextending with that Uber. They are going to get this pocket soldier here. They should. No, they don't. This is disastrous. S4 just need to back out here as there is a triple back cap going. 5 times cap going on that Spire cap here. Dalian trying to get some love on the demo man. Doesn't have much luck as Cuss is going to finish off that cap, much to Robert Paulson's dismay. And that's huge Uber advantage for Crackland as Smiley Town with a nice flank kill killing Hayes. And he looks like he's just going to be a nuisance around the Spire point, buying time for his team. That's pretty much what needs to be done as his team is facing a huge Uber deficit sitting on last. Denying that soldier, unfortunately, does get taken down by that scout. And yeah, this is just pretty much S4 trying to buy time, but they're losing too many bodies here, and this is going to be an even easier last than it is just with Uber advantage. And Crackland going to take the safe route up Spire? No, they're going to decide to go into lobby because there's no way the demo's going to be holding forward, as it looks like they're going to come through this main door with Uber advantage, no mercy.
Yep. He's going to hit his head as he's jumping up Pish, but ultimately kills Tomberry anyway. Players dying everywhere. This is pretty much over. Pretty much the easiest push of their life, and they're going to take out a round. Just looking at the stats, interesting. Hayes top damage dealer at the moment at 8.2k, and considering he's only taken 3.8 damage as well, he's having a great game as Demo Man. Paulson is behind him, more kills but a lot less damage. And interesting that Tomberry, despite only having 4 kills, has a pretty healthy amount of damage net, whereas Pish, for all his kills, has actually taken a hell of a lot more. So interesting that the combos seem to have such a comparably different stats there, as it looks like Shooter and Smiley Town are just going to win another rollout for their team. It's really all that can be said.
Yeah, pretty much both scouts were just, like early pick by Leon, taking down the roaming soldier, but you know, the S4 scouts didn't really look like they took any damage on that rollout at all, and that just allowed them to just run wild on Crackland and just pretty much decimate that entire team. As it looks like both teams are going to be having Uber up for this last push in defense respectively. And we're going to see Crackland trying to contest the Spire as Gangbang is just being a nuisance, just pistoling that demo that's sitting on the Spire point there. And the Spire does get capped up in the end, so maybe we're going to see some more utils as Hayes with a little sneaky sticky trap on the point surrounding the ring. And yeah, Gangbang opting for that sniper, so we'll have to see how S4 approach this. Maybe, I don't know, just trade Ubers or go from lower, and then let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options, pretty much just equal Ubers. I do like where those stickies are placed. I think if you've got time to put them there, it's probably the best, but man, the amount of times I've seen Demo Man get caught being a goose trying to set up those stickies and you just rush through last on him, so all these things have their trade-offs, as of course he is good to go now, nothing much happening. Jangbanger on defensive sniper is going to try to force S4 to push top right or place a body shot as they go through lower.
Nice work by S4 there, just going low right. They knew the flank was weak with that sniper instead of a scout, and they decided to go for the double soldier spam low right. They could even just take, you know, top right for free here as the flank is even weaker, but it looks like they're going to Uber in through this lower door. Really early Uber. Tomberry seeking out some scout kills. Doesn't get much love there, as it looks like he's going to get out there straight away. And Shooter just going in for the flank, being a nuisance on top left. He's going to get taken down, but really good positioning by S4. Like, Paulson is still up. He does have a decent amount of ammo loaded. They just need to bait the point. He does go for it, but Hayes with a nice sticky trap there, taking him down. And Tomberry is going to try and get a kill here. He's not going to have much luck as Gangbang is going to come in, take him out. No, he's not. JK. Looks like Tomberry is just going to be a nuisance, take down that scout, and he's going to just come back to last point and just buy his team time. This is actually a really good play by Tomberry, and that's actually going to salvage his team losing Spire there.
Yep, good timing there. CC did manage to just hold that by the skin of their teeth. I feel like S4 did all the things right on that last push, except actually kill their enemies. Maybe just critical shots failing them there, as looks like we're just grinding up at last. Omen is with a little bit of Uber advantage here, but I don't think they're going to be pushing off this. Just trying to get it up as fast for the last hold. And no stickies yet on the point. Hayes is now starting to reapply. He must have a trap somewhere. Actually, no, I lie. He just has stickies on the point in odd spots, sort of on the walls.
Yeah, I'm surprised that S4 actually just sitting outside. I mean, they knew that the other team had an Uber advantage, albeit a little bit, but Crackland were down 2 players for quite a while there, so they could have just at least, got Mobby, had a look, maybe try to bait for the point. As looks like just watching Crackland, just standard defense here once again, having that sniper. They got to be careful for that lower left push again. As soon as they see the combo go missing, they just need to be calling that they may be coming low left and come for double spam. As the soldier does jump in on the medic, and Omen with the first drop of the round, the map unfortunately, and the match, and that's going to give S4 the go-to as they have Ubered in here, following Tomberry here, looking for some early kills. Yep, just get some picks. There's stickies all over the cap. He's going to go above point, just being useless. Stickies are baited by the scout. Nice work by Shooter, and that's 2-2. And wow, that was just I don't know. They looks like they weren't even just like checking the lower door for something to enter from there. I mean, it's a pretty obvious entry spot for a bombing soldier or anything like that, and their medic just dropped. So not really looking good for them there.
The primary soldier must have been distracted front, preparing for the actual or straight push, because they brought both soldiers in at the same time. The primary was kind of baiting that front door. So nice work there. As scouts once again rushed in for CC, trying to get pressure on Paulson, but Paulson gets so much heals as Demo Man. It's a pretty rich ask. Right now, just kills being traded between Smiley Town and Thalion. Oh, Hayes is down here. It's maybe the difference they need, and suddenly players all in over Omen. He doesn't stand a chance. Lammy takes him down. This scout shooter needs to be with the medic right now. He's only on 22 HP. They can win this if he doesn't die, but he's taken down by an all-important rocket. Some Paulson has to duel this 12 HP scout. Just hit him with Titan, or maybe even pull out some bulk special melee. They may have actually managed to salvage this. Paulson, here we go, coming back into mid. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know who's going to get the respawns faster. I wasn't watching that closely, but with that kill there and the scout finally arriving for S4, they probably are able to consolidate this. So good defensive play by Paulson. Almost let the scouts get the better of him there, but ended up surviving enough.
Yeah, Crackdown just needs to consolidate up and set up for this spires. Looks like Hayes is going to go out into the trash and go towards the battlements. 70% Uber deficit here, as it looks like S4 are starting that Spire cap. Smiley Town denying that soldier and the scout. Really good damage on both of them. As Paulson with a nice kill on Fish jumping up at there. Both teams are pretty weak, but it looks like Kraken getting the worst end of it. I don't know, Kraken need to just buy as much, they just need to buy as much time as they can, really. Maybe hold forward, get this scout who's trying to kill their medic. They probably need to be holding lobby doors here. I wouldn't really concede the lobby.
They have to do something, they're just going to get crushed at last.
Yeah, it sounds like Uber is coming in from S4. No, never mind. S4 are taking the long route up. They were expecting the forward hold, and lucky for Crackland, they actually have Uber defending this last point. We're going to have to see what S4 are trying to do here. Hopefully they don't do hopefully Crackland don't experience the Uber drop extraordinaire on their medic part too. It looks like the soldier is jumping in from lower again. But it looks like the medic does pop Uber, and Tomberry does get taken down. But where's the other? Didn't the other soldier come?
One soldier walked in top left and one bombed from under. I have no idea why Lammy is still alive.
Yeah, that took way too long to clean up. Crackland aren't going to really be able to push off that. That took far too long to clean up, really. And with 80% Uber deficit, this is a pretty tough ask for them right now. As a scout coming out of resub, Jangbanger trying to get some love there, does get taken down, and this is looking pretty grim for Crackland. Down a player and down 50% Ubers. It looks like S4 will probably be coming in through this main door in about 5 seconds or so. No mercy.
Yeah, I like the idea there from Jangbanger. I probably would have had a soldier as well trying to make some plays. While they were still outside, there was definitely a window to get that counter pop, but now they're in all sorts of trouble. Omen's actually on 75%, so if this push goes on for long enough, they might be able to do it. But there is a soldier in on the point. He's going to survive this sticky death, finally finished off. And wow, suddenly everyone dead for S4. Huge stuff. I think Thalion actually getting a quad kill. So pretty clutch plays there by CC in dire straits, and Scout already up on this Spire, easiest cap of his life. No one here to contest. Both medics will spawn pretty much at the same time, so I don't know if they can go corner. They could probably try to contest corner, but I think S4 is already here.
Yeah, he's just played out of his mind there, just living, just doing so much damage to the enemy team. It looks like he's going to come in through this grey bridge door and just try and get some damage on S4 as they're trying to take this file. Health looking pretty even for both teams right now, but the positioning is favouring S4 as it looks like Crackland are going to go towards the trash. Crackland are unfortunately losing both their scouts and they just need to get out here quick fast. Hayes opting for that sneaky little sticky trap on the point again. Yeah. Even Ubers on both teams. It looks like Tomberry wants to try and push this before those spawns come up. He is poking in here a bit, but no, he is going to set up as there is a play for the point. Shooter going in on there quickly as Paulson coming in through the high left, doing some really good damage to that Crackland combo, but nothing happening with it. As it looks like S4 do want to push with this Uber leading on the demo man. Not really much happening of it. If he's not careful, he's going to get killed here. Yeah, he's really out of position now. The medic left him without really communicating, I guess. And that's a really good pick for Crackland. Unfortunately, Cuss does get taken down, the scout for Crackland. But really weak players on S4's side. Crackland should be trying to push this here. I mean, S4 are a demo down, but looks like they're going to just opt for the safer option, sitting on last. And with 1.5 minutes to go, it looks like they're going to try and wait for the second half instead of waiting for someone to win around them, I see.
Yeah. I mean, with this much time left, I don't think it's possible for CC to get a point, so they'll be going into pretty much lockdown mode. Pretty symbolised by the fact they just switched out to a heavy and an Eng. So, don't know if I actually agree with those class changes. I still think you should have one scout, but definitely shows how they're thinking right now, as still more than enough time for this one Uber push, maybe even a second. Technically you could get 2 Ubers in now if you were pulling immediately, but ZWK does have it up. Omen as well. This heavy is on the floor, actually pretty easy kill if they just spam him, but yep, S4 just going to go in top right, take the sentry. They've got pretty good ground here. Once again, Omen opting to do this early counter Uber, and I feel like it's kind of wasting a Pish didn't really do anything. They're going to get a couple of kills. Smiley Town already down trying to suicide the point, but with no demo, I think this is an S4 round for you.
Yeah, really nice range by S4 there. Wow. Robert Wilson had a really nice entry coming in top left after reloading all of his ammo with some good health. And oh my god, wow, Tom Perry actually almost got that cap. That would have been almost disastrous. And that was almost an S4 round, but 5 seconds to go. Looks like the round is going to go to no one. That's going to bring us into the second half. 2-all is the score right now, and another 30-minute half to go. And wow, this is definitely a nail biter.
Bailey is playing really well as secondary. 8k damage, positive KDR, hasn't really taken much heals. He's getting so many key kills in fights when it looks like things are dire. Just being patient, holding high ground, and yeah, without him making those big plays, I feel like a lot of these rounds would be over in the way of S4 a lot faster.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to try and bring up the stats. I don't think I can on the stream at the same time, unfortunately, because...
That's the worst joke I've ever heard.
Rip in peace. What did he say?
Did we just go camping? Because that was intense.
Oh, God. That's awful. Yeah, it's another 30 minutes. And looks like someone from Crackland has disconnected, so we're going to have a little bit of a pause before the next half starts. So, once again, this is the L9 Div 2 Grand Final between S4 and Crackland. You know, first map, currently 2-2, and we're still waiting for the second half as Crackland have had someone leave, and
it's been a lot closer than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's definitely been extremely close, and just looking at the scores, I mean, Pish actually has 3 DOMs, so he's been doing pretty well. Hasn't really been dying that much, and he's been getting a lot of kills, it looks like. Well, kills and assists anyway. I don't know who I'm going to pin to win this, because it's far too close. It's hard to even pin it.
Medic stats looking pretty
No, it's not golden
well.
cap, it's another half.
I mean, ZWK has like a couple more Ubers, and of course Omen is the only one to actually drop an Uber thus far. But I mean, ZWK was running crits for a while there, so that kind of contributes to some of that faster actual Uber grinding. What else is interesting about these stats that I'm looking at? Shooter actually not doing as much as I thought he was. Smiley Tan is out damaging him, if only by a tiny bit. So good to see that the Merc is not breaking the game open or lagging too far behind. But yeah, so far it's really been a story of the Demo Man. Both Demo Man with 24 and 29 kills and only 10 deaths. Really good amounts of damage. Hayes only 5.7k damage taken despite having dealt 11k, so that's pretty impressive. 5 dominations total.
Yeah, close to 2 to 1 damage to damage taken is a pretty good ratio to have. It's pretty damn good, but it makes you wonder who, like, I guess S4 are focusing. Maybe they're focusing Crack Clan scouts and soldiers a bit more on the rollouts, because it seems like, yeah, Hayes is just, you know, you only said like 4 or 5k damage was taken, didn't you say? So yeah, not really. Looks like they're just prioritizing the scouts, and that's maybe what's giving, you know, Crack Clan such a close game. Maybe if S4 decide to focus him a bit more, because he's, you know, doing a huge amount of damage, then I don't know, it might be a lot more lopsided than it's looking right now.
It feels like Tonberry's really getting targeted as well. For the amount of damage he's taken and the amount of kills he's taken, it's really he hasn't had as bigger impact as I would have liked to see. I mean, he's usually one of the big sort of playmakers, the steady ship for S4, and while he's by no means playing badly, he's definitely not carrying in the way that I'm used to seeing Tonberry sort of dominate the soldier presence, as really does feel like Pishka and Baleon kind of have his number at the moment.
And it looks like everyone's ready to start, so we're going to wait for a ready up in just a moment. As Crackland have ready up, yep, and everyone's, yep, S4 ready up as well. I'm gonna, I guess I'm gonna follow Hazy on this rollout, see if he can just do a huge amount of damage and get a lot, like, once again, uncontested as usually been.
I want to watch Smiley.
Oh no, Hayes failing the first jump. This is disastrous. Looks like he's gonna opt for a valley rollout, maybe do either an aggressive jump or just like play from valley entirely. This is not a good start to what he wanted to do, as first stick he does sit on the train, and yeah, his team's going to be looking to probably go under, as Hayes, yep, walking up through the maintenance here, getting some really good stickies on this train, destroying that soldier, but Crackland are taking so much damage, but they do have all the position, but it doesn't really matter when you got no health. Hayes does get taken down, and their medic Omen on 30 hit points right now, pretty much, like, well, he's just staying there, the balls of steel, yeah, just 5 health, fine, don't worry about it, you're good, that's one more bullet that you can take. And that was, yeah, like, pretty good idea by Crackland to, you know, do that, but, you know, they had the positioning but no health whatsoever, and that just was the reason why they just completely owned there.
Yeah, I really don't like that rollout, and it didn't seem to work. Paulson didn't really do anything that well. But they just had the point, and so long as they held that point territory, eventually CC just have to retreat back in out of their valley.
It's like Uber coming in by Pishk here. Fairly even Ubers on both teams, but Pishk doing a nice job here to attempt to force a multi, getting some really good damage on the scouts there. But positioning by S4, really good. Soldier does take down the pocket soldier, but Crackland with some return kills, despite losing their medic, that's turned the signal on to just hold W. S4 getting completely demolished there. Robert Paulson looks like he's the only one to escape with his life, only just. Does jump away to the resup, and Crackland just need to be getting the cap here instead of trying to chase his frag, I feel, as looks like they lost a player.
Jank Barry and Cuff just pooed on everyone post Uber, just free around, jumping around like little clowns, but did the damage and really no answer to them, which is surprising considering how badly that Uber was handled by Pishk and Omen. So good sort of counter aggression, I guess. Too much attention was put on the medic maybe, no one had ammo loaded when they actually came in. They are going to be pretty happy at mid here now, CC, so this is a small Uber advantage.
Looks like Omen actually using the crit scree here, so Crackland loving their crit scree here, but just going to have a look at the positioning of S4. Looks like they're pretty far back in the Grey Bridge. Looks like they're expecting something like that, as they have their pocket sitting in the house. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. Looks like S4 Crackland are coming with this crit scree, but they haven't had to use it just yet. Tonberry does get taken down. That has actually bought S4 enough time to potentially get this Uber up, but cap time already going up. They on first one on point there. As the crit streak does come in there, I'm going to try and find Hayes, the love of God, as he does take down the medic and does take down the demo man, and that's going to be, this should be last for Crackland, assuming they don't decide to all hit their kill bind, see no mercy, as Crackland coming in through this high right, Hayes entering in, trying to get that scout, does opt for the top left instead, does get a sentry, and he's just going to sticky the point, no demo man up, someone needs to go to the point, love of God. Please someone bait the point. Oh my god. The Cuss baiting it far too late. Hayes has his sticky set up so quickly. And oh, this is looking pretty gritty, no mercy.
Yep, Omen taken down there by a random spam as well. I finally get it.
It looks like the config isn't set up properly. GG will play, go next. Yeah, I was just going on about that push earlier. I mean, they could have had that point like 5 seconds earlier, because Hayes had set up his stickies pretty damn early on the point. No demo man was up on the other side. All the scout had to do was, you know, have a bit of a heal and just run towards the point. But you know, it happened 5-10 seconds later. But it did have the effect that it needed to eventually, as all of us were forced to drop down and block that cap, and those stickies just, you know, rained hell on them, and Hayes was just, you know, doing so much damage. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, like, you know, close to 3k damage already on this half.
Yep. Changing the map just to make sure that the config is fixed. Last time I was adminning a game and this went wrong, it just kept happening. So people in STV will miss 90 seconds, but game takes priority, gotta make sure it works.
Yeah. So that currently brings us to 3-2 in favor of Crack Clan, as my predictions are starting to look close here. What are people going to do? As STV are going to be so confused, and bad config from admins compounded by not waiting 90 seconds for STV. Oh my golly gosh, what have you done?
Yeah, they'll be mad, but live with it.
Bit of love going out toward the admins there, as just waiting for both teams to get on the respective sides and get this game started so we can get this map finished and go on to the next map. I don't know, that rollout was pretty interesting by Crackland, but you know, I had a really good crits at the end there towards that spire, just taking down 3 players and then just taking really early positioning on that last point. Especially since, you know, they had a half cap by the time they got those kills, and they just got really early positioning on the last with no demo up for S4. As it looks like we are going live now. 25 minutes is the time limit left to go, and you know, still anyone's game. 3-2 in favor of Crackland though, and we're gonna see who can win this map. No mercy.
Yep.
Hayes with some early stickies there. Paulson does get destroyed by double scout aggression there. Hayes is going to enter in from the house with his full health, but the positioning is all Cracklands here. And wow, those scouts were just, they just pretty much soloed that rollout there. As looks like Pish is going to get another kill, killing Lammy late, Soldier, and Smiley Town dying late as well. S4 can't even contest by it. They just need to completely get out, and that was just really clinical play by Crackland, just double scout aggressive, immediately insta-giving that demo man. Their demo was in the safe clutches of the house window, and that just allowed the scouts to just go ham there. As looks like Crackland are going to look to push in here this last, no, they are going to take their time, maybe get some overhills up first. As, no, looks like Hayes is going to poke and spam. Aggressive jump by Pish does, no, actually he does get a heal, excuse me, does take down the Pyro. He's going to play some stickies going the high right. Meanwhile, Leon escaping with 7 health his life. Shooter with a return kill on Cuffs, and Pish once again returning another kill, taking down the roaming soldier. Crackland have taken down 3 players now. They just really need to make a play for the point, maybe get some stickies on there, make a play for it, as looks like they decide to run top left instead. But there you go, Soldier does bait the point in the end, and that is the bane of every demo man's existence when no scouts decide to run to the point when you say run to the damn point, and a soldier has to do it in the end. Shout out to those soldiers of the world, and that's 4-2 in favor of Crackland, and that round was definitely a lot quicker than all the previous rounds we had. No mercy.
Yeah, they're starting to find some momentum here. I mean, granted, they won the rollout almost for free after Paulson died immediately to that scout just making the big plays. As here he is going in again, but different circumstances. The Crackland S4 scouts rather after really watching for him. Angbang are in real deep though. They have so much ground. So long as they can deal with Lammy here. Lammy gets the medic. So really deep Uber there, and it's going to accidentally kill Jangbanger with a spam rocket. So a bit of luck going the way of S4 here. They get back out here and finish off these last few players. They should be looking good, but yeah, a little bit slow. The scouts probably should have been playing with heals there. Shooter and Smiley both died. Perhaps a little bit lazily. It will not matter in the end though, as Tonberry plus medic on the cap. Paulson already over on the Spire. I like this cap time, and you know, I think he's actually going to get this. I don't see any blue players arriving into anything but upper lobby yet. Yeah, in fact, Hayes is just going to set up upper lobby, and Engineer going to set up for last. So CC are in for the defensive lockdown.
Yeah, it looks like they do have a sentry up at last, and Hayes is going to be holding down the fort with the stickies on the door. That's going to force S4 to climb the Spire annoyingly with their medic, and that's actually going to buy really valuable time for Crackland. As, you know, Crackland coming up on 80% Uber, looks like they are going to concede the lobby, run straight back to the sentry. 90% Uber coming up, this is going to be fine. Hayes once again opting for those sneaky stickies on the point, And I guess eyes are going to be on S4 as whether they can swing the score in their favor right now, as it's 4-2 to the other team's way.
Unbinding all my fucking binds. Sorry about that, guys. As Pish gonna get a free kill here on Lammy. Nice spam rocket while Lammy was trying to get the sentry. But it wasn't even really the sentry there, it was just the dispenser trying to create a bit of buffer. So we're back into a stalemate mode as it is. 100% Uber both teams, not a lot happening. I think they really should try to get that sentry down before they push. It's should be a fairly easy set downable spot, and considering how forward the Demonman is, actually the other alternative is they just immediately go in valley, jump the right, try to kill the Demonman and the sentry in one go. Because I feel like Hayes is really playing a bit risky where he's standing. Granted, he can do a lot of damage there, but he will be vulnerable if the bomb suddenly comes in on him. And he would be a good target. Yeah,
definitely. Even though there's a sentry there, he can be caught off pretty quickly. A sentry isn't like... It looks like Uber coming in from a high right, leading on the demo man. Paulson's going to just look to get the sentry, and early counter Uber for Omen again. Both teams not really losing any players yet. That's going to favour S4 a bit, as... Looks like, never mind, Jangmei getting a quick kill on Tomberry. That's just going to prompt S4 to immediately get out here. As never mind, Trap Time coming in, Hayes does take down that scout. And that should be S4 getting out of here quick, smart, as... It looks like Flank coming in from the scout Jangmei, and he does taking down the roaming soldier, and that's going to cue Crackland to push in here, as they've already got a 2x cap on the Spire. Pish pushing up here towards the battlements, looking up the resupply. Nothing's there. Paulson though with a nice kill on Jangbang at the scout cap there. But 2x cap once again on Crackland. Good job getting that cap time. And they're down a player. They should really not be looking to overcommit here, as that was overall a really good retake by them.
Yeah, Shooter dying there, pretty bad timing. I saw what he was trying to do, try to get the back cap full players back, but he died so quickly and just really made that flank open for Lammy kind of a bit alone watching. Demoman is going to push straight through house here early. They should know that this is Uber versus Uber, but they're playing like they don't think so, as suddenly the counter Uber is popped by ZWK, but yet neither Ubers are going to be able to do anything at all. Everyone is immediately out of there, and yep, nice work there by Sissy, managing to mitigate their losses. And they have pretty good health here. If they wanted, they could repush, but they need to kill Shooter, who's in on the demo man. Hayes is going to fall. This is looking pretty bad. Counter aggression, Shooter is suddenly leading the charge, and what is going on? Finally, things begin to stabilize, and it looks like S4 have emerged the victors with a free Spire.
Yeah, I mean, it was the right decision by Hayes there to actually ignore the scout that was on him, because, I mean, the scout wasn't even overhealed. He just needed to make sure the enemy team didn't push around that choke. Unfortunately, his team decided to waste all their ammo and not end up killing him, and that was really unfortunate for him. But both teams are going to have Uber up for this last point, and once again, we're going to go back to the good old battle for the last point, see who can, brawl better, as Jangbang once again opting for that defensive sniper. No utils up on S4 surprisingly. I wonder if they're going to maybe bomb a soldier in through lowers. I'm just trying to find Lammy. He's getting some health and ammo, taking his time. And yeah, I don't know, S4 maybe do that good old double suicide as soldier poke from high left, maybe soldier jump in from lower.
Yep, definitely an option here. S4 don't want to be wasting too much time. They do have a couple of caps to make up. There is still 18 minutes left on the clock though, as Tombo just going to immediately bomb in top left. Rockets miss completely on this soldier. He in fact is going to actually get him out of there, so pretty average play, to be honest. Very, very lucky by, I believe that was Thaler, who was just caught not looking at the bad guys to get away with his life. As other than that, Paulson is going to die to Hayes, so once again Demoman emerging victorious for Crackland. And yep, Combo is just going to have to move outside here and start grinding again. So yeah, pretty average push from S4, not really a lot achieved there. I'm not sure what their objective is after they went top right with that early Uber, because I guess with Omen constantly doing these guaranteed counter Ubers on the floor, they feel like they don't have to go top left to get the Uber pop. But they're not actually getting any picks regardless, so maybe they need to change up how they're approaching these last points.
Yeah, I guess the idea was there, but the execution wasn't really. I mean, looks like Django actually oh my god, the defensive spy, I'm following him now. It looks like he has been spotted. Good try by him, unfortunately doesn't get the kill. As that's one play advantage for S4. They're going to be looking to push this in, as it looks like they're going to go in through this main standard soldier demo Uber. As soldier does get Ubered, Tomberry does jump up high right, an immediate counter Uber by Omen. Tomberry does get out. Looks like S4, yep, going to retain their players and not really lose anyone. Re-entry, actually, Lammy does get taken down, but really good position by S4. Smileytown does take a kill. Shooter returns with another kill on Pisk as well. And bodies dropping for Crackland. But Hayes, nice Crackland just losing too many players there to the Scouts. I mean, they had a pretty... I mean, the Uber counter Uber wasn't that early. It was still like 2 to 3 seconds late, but they didn't really get anything out of a late counter Uber, which was the problem. I mean, and the Scouts just ran wild with the retake. And if both teams, you know, don't really lose players and just trade Ubers, it usually favors the attacking team. As looks like Tomberry just gonna walk up through Valley, nice and standard, just to jump defensively towards his trainer. It looks like something's called that's coming towards it. Looking to support his medic defensively. Oh no, WK and Tomberry both getting taken down. That's a medic and soldier. Shooter also getting taken down. Crack playing with the huge roll up. The soldiers just playing out of their minds. Pishk and Valion with the 5 kill to their names, and that's
I think Valion deserves every single kill there as well. Basically, the only reason Pishk was able to do anything just by walking in through maintenance and mopping up was because of Valion's bomb. Just distracted everyone, still stayed alive and got a double kill. Really, really, really good stuff by him, and yeah, made the job really easy for his combo to actually walk up through main and just cut off the rest of the retreating players from S4. So nice stuff there, and another free Spire. Haven't had many medics surviving mid rollouts for a while now, Yuki.
Yeah, no, unfortunately medics have just been the prime casualty on these rollouts. It looks like S4 are going to have that forward hold, just trying to buy as much time as they can. And it looks like Crackland are going to Uber in through this lower point. You're going to try and exploit that really forward hold and just get straight on towards the point. Cuss straight on it. Does get the fade. This is so close. This is... Hayes, you need to get in there.
They've done enough.
Yeah, they've got enough cap time. Like, all of S4 need to be sitting on the point. Yep, Hayes re-entering. And that's the cap. Really, really well read by Crackland. Really slow reaction by S4. I mean, Crackland decided to exploit the fact that S4 were just really forward on the hold here. They were just in the lobby, sticking the door, and they decided, you know what, let's just Uber in through the point, through the door, go straight towards the last, bypass them. I mean, if you think about it, it takes you quite a while to get back to the last point from the upper lobby compared to the lower lobby, because you just come through the main door, just, you know, hold W as you got all these annoying little sneaky corners to go through when you're in the top lobby. And wow, that's 5-3 to Crackland, and hell's yeah, my prediction is right. I'm literally the best.
Man, what the hell? Alright, what did you predict for the next map? Was it 5-2 to
5-4? 5-4 to S4. I'm gonna be wrong though, because apparently it's Crackland's one of their good maps.
Yeah, they picked it. I mean, S4 come into this the favourite, so they picked the first and third. But who knows? Who knows? S4 have been playing a lot of Snakewater lately, and yeah, they were pretty good at it. I mean, Clown Baby did carry, so I don't know. I'll be interested to see how they play. I mean, yes, obviously playing without their core scouts is hurting them, but I don't think that's the main difference here. I just honestly think this is the best I've ever seen CC play.
Yeah, no, like especially on that rollout, the soldiers just played out of their mind. Like they just absolutely decimated S4. And I mean, facing a massive Uber deficit, there's not really much they S4 could have done. And that really nice play by Crackland to just Uber in through that door, bypass that forward hold, and
it's not a lot of it's not huge opportunistic plays that is making the difference. Most of the time, it's the interlocks. It's trading Ubers, one team Ubers. Well, interlock's not the right word because it's rare that the two Ubers come out on top of each other. But Crackland just always seem to be getting the better of those big sort of heavy cluster fights.
Yeah, no, definitely. It seems like a lot of the time, like Crackland are just collapsing on S4 as their Uber fades a lot better than you know, S4 are doing likewise. But I'm gonna see whether that changes on Snakewater. A lot slower of a map. Not just like the last point, but a lot of the points in general just seem to just be a lot slower. There's a lot more chokes. Just not really much room to work with, and the yard isn't anywhere near as big as Badlands yard. So we're gonna have to see how this goes for S4, whether they can bring this back and win a map and bring it to a third map.
Yeah, I know Lammy likes to sub out to Sniper a lot on this map, especially for last pushes, so they actually are inclined to drop the secondary soldier there. Personally, I'm pretty sure Shooter is keen to get his hands on a little bit of sniping action too, though. Not sure how well that goes.
Yeah, so once again, if you're just joining us, this is the R9 Div 2 Grand Final between Crackland and S4, you know, number 1, number 2 seeded, if I remember correctly, aren't they? Yes?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think Crackland was seeded 2 going into the final, not VB, but that was a bit of drama. That was always
Yes.
interesting. As yeah, but S4 were pretty comfortably seed number 1 going into this final. But they're clearly being challenged after dropping the first map.
Yeah, no, they're gonna have to, you know, just try and get their head in the game and bring this to a third map because, I mean, especially when Badlands was the map that they picked, and you know they're now facing Crackland on the map that they picked. We're gonna have to see. I don't know. Maybe the scoreline won't be as close as it was last game. I mean, it was 5-3 last game. I mean, for all we know, just on paper, it could be a 5-0 for Crackland, just with how confident they are on this map. I mean, it seems like Snakewater does favor some, like the slow, grindy, really, you know, good Uber fights, and like Crackland have been just doing in general, just the good Uber fights, and that seemed to be what won them the Badlands, really.
Yep. I think a lot will be riding on these rollouts as well. It can be quite difficult to push from second into mid without a really large advantage.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's a lot harder on this map to push from like back, like, you know, not from mid, like into mid, and like into the 4th point from last. It's just, oh, it's so frustrating. Like the spawns are annoying. So much is annoying. All the chokes are annoying. The map's annoying. But no, the map's not annoying. At least it's not a CP well. We won't go there with how annoying it is to re-push off last there. As it looks like both teams have 6 and we're just waiting for the readies. I don't know who we're going to have to watch this map. I mean, Snakewater does tend to lend itself to be a more demo-oriented map, so we're going to have to see whether Hayes can do, like, you know, some more of his sick damage as both teams are ready. And I don't know, I guess you can take us through this rollout, No Mercy.
Yep. So I'm probably just going to watch Hayes on the initial rollout. Granted, I always feel like, I don't know if you agree with me, that like being a second faster on Demo Man to the rollout on this map doesn't really make a toss of difference.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
But they are going to arrive pretty much same time despite going different paths. And initial spam coming out, still not a lot happening. Unsurprisingly, yep, 1 scout going to be just playing on that left balcony. No one really able to take forward ground. In fact, Hayes is super low. And a random pipe is going to land on Omen. So suddenly medic down, things looking really, really bad for CC. I don't know if they're going to be able to get a single kill. Actually, Lammy is going to fall to... And oh my god, Hayes is bombing in. They're clearly still contesting this. And Smiley Town with a nice defensive shot, neat shots. Wow, S4 really retreated a long way back there to make sure they didn't lose any players. Could have gone badly. Nice jumping by Hayes, I feel, but in the end, not a single kill to be caught, and they're going to move straight on to second here, which should be uncontested. Shooter going ham. Don't know why he's doing that, but he's going to find Thalion, so there's a free kill. But I expect Thalion should be up in time for this actual last push.
Yeah, huge Uber advantage, and actually a slight player advantage for S4 right now. It looks like they're going through this lower door, leading in through the scout and the demo man, I guess, as there's going to be a double util, heavy and engineer on Crack Clan. Nice and defensive as they're taking their time, waiting for the hills, coming in through this lower door. They're going to be looking to focus that heavy as there is a sentry on the right side. Yep, really nice reaction, taking down that sentry. And looks like Crackland have just boxed themselves in this corner.
Exactly.
Kills getting traded left and right, but Crackland looking to actually get the better end of that, surprisingly enough, despite S4 having the superior positioning. Just the heavy wasn't taken down, and like with a heavy and sentry on the same side, I mean, it's really hard to kill both at the same time, No Mercy, and that's huge player advantage for Crackland and Uber advantage. Looks like they're going to be slowly pushing off this last point as Snow is going to set up.
The control point is being
I'm
contested.
confused
I
what's going
guess
on
you
here.
can say it's hard. I mean, I feel like Paulson, if he was in there with a scout, just multi-Ubering, should have just killed everyone. Things
Yeah.
should have died, and they just...
Yeah, they probably need to be a bit more generous with the Uber towards the demo man if there's going to be I feel if there's going to be a sentry and a heavy, just because you need to make sure your demo gets those 3 stickies on that sentry and gets some good damage on the heavy. If you don't like give enough Uber to the demo, he's not going to be able to do that. And looks like Crackland didn't end up pushing off with that 60% Uber advantage off last. Really scared of that as Shooter is coming up on the Australian sniper, so we're going to have to see if he can get some pick love as Crackland are holding pretty far back on the right. As Shooter poking in, does get a full body shot on a soldier, but doesn't get the kill. As once again, just trying to go in for that peek through that lower door. Does see the medic if he's going to
do
get
anything
this.
until he shoots. He should probably be getting healed as well, as he's getting 3 lines up on the actual heavy. Yeah, there we go, finally buffing him up. They know exactly where he is. Not sure if he cares though. He keeps getting ankles on players jumping past him.
Yeah, trying to go for that full body shot on
If
that
he
medic
actually
through that
hits
little gap
medic
there.
through that crate, that would be a miracle.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. As he's still trying for that line. I think Crackman's going to be holding a bit forward here. I mean, they're just giving too much room to that sniper. I mean, they know he's... Oh my god, he just missed the headshot on the medic as Pish does get taken down. Really nice pick by Paulson to actually take him down. As that's going to be a player disadvantage for Crackman, but they do have a heavy, so they're going to be able to buy a decent amount of time. As S4, oh shooter, there we go, returning with the kill on the medic, and that's going to prompt S4 to just hold W in. Uber is used. Players just getting multi left and right. Soldier sitting up on this high point, just being a nuisance. But S4 just getting all the frags here. And that's going to be all she wrote for Crackman for this round. As that capped so goddamn slow. This isn't the Badlands last. And that's 1-0 to S4. And wow, that was just poorly played by Crackman. They just, yeah, they just gave too much room to just not only that sniper, but just the team of S4 in general. And that's, you know, 1-0 to S4, and it's not their map, so I don't know, this could be a third map at this rate, looking this way, as Paulson coming here with the stickies, not really getting any damage though, just shooting up some long range stickies, trying to get some damage on anyone, and he's the first one to concede ground, as Valion with a big bomb on him, does get taken down quickly, but that's really good positioning getting for Crackman, and S4 look like they just have to get out, like nothing they can do whatsoever, as Scout does come in on the medic for Crackman, does just live well with his life on 13 hit points, and yeah, that was just like they got the soldier really quickly, which was great and all, but that just gave Crackland all the positioning on that rollout, and S4 were just completely zoned out into that soul room.
Exactly. I really don't know why Lammy was playing top left for secondary, and when he saw that soldier bomb, his response was to unload all his rockets from long range at that bomber. That contributing damage is worthless by comparison to what he could be doing, actually keeping the rest of Crackland from moving forward across the point or distracting them or something, but it is so much ground loss by that bomber, so Thalion, despite failing, ended up being the deciding factor in Hayes being able to control that rollout, and another free point as well. I thought they probably could have been able to hold this second point, but evidently they just didn't have the numbers up in time. Shooter with a nice headshot on Thalion. Are they going to push off this? I'd like to see them try. I don't see a reason not to try something. I guess with Sniper and Heavy with absolutely no scouts, it's not possible.
Yeah, no, I would have liked to see them at least poke there, because there wasn't going to be a sniper of Crackland's own for quite a while, so they could have just poked in for lobby there, see if they could get a pick, maybe an Uber Force or something. But it looks like Thalion is going to opt out for the sniper to counter the shooter who's sniping actually defensively for S4, as going to follow him in this lobby here, poking in through this top left area, going to try and get a line on the sniper as he pokes, does miss, and Shooter with a nice full body shot on him does take him out of the fight for a little bit, and Thalion just going to get healed up by his medic, going to go through the lower door, sight line, going to try and get a pick on that medic or soldier or something through here, as no lines given to him by S4, not really much luck happening here, and just a bit of a stalemate right now, no mercy.
Yeah, where ZWK's standing, he's never going to get sniped in a billion years. Grandy might get surprised by Neverman, and his team might die around him. A nice headshot on Berry. That door shouldn't open without a player dying. There should be enough stickies on it that it's just instant death for opening it, but nice reaction, and they're just going to start pushing in slow right. It's pretty awkward for the Heavy, who has to get Ubered quite early. Not really a lot they can do about this other than just stare at bad blue man and just hope that and he drops his Heavy as well, so headshot finishing off ZWK, so Thalion really clutch shot there. That's probably going to be the difference here. Scouts in over the point, and that kill provides it's all but inevitable for a 1-all.
Yeah, that was just really well played by S4. They just walked in there with the player advantage they had earlier and just kept poking with the sniper, kept poking with the spam, and they forced a really early Uber on S4, and
I feel like
they were able to knock that pretty.
You need a scout alive to go and kill that sniper immediately, because I don't know if the sniper had a soldier sitting on his ass, but it's usually an easy kill.
Yeah, no, it certainly can be, as Hayes getting the worst exchange of the Demoman fight this time. Can he get forced back on 30 health, going towards that Sora and Medkit. Going to be looking at Lammy, does get taken down, killing. And yeah, S4 just with the rollout. Crackland just need to get out here, as Hayes and Omen look like they're going to get out. And that was just, yeah, it seems whoever gets the quick positioning on mid just wins the rollout, as, I mean, S4 had a really quick bomb by Lammy, just zoning out all of Crackland. And meanwhile, it's the complete opposite the previous rollout.
Crack just like splintered in all different directions. I don't know what they were trying to do. I remember just standing in the middle of the point, realised he had absolutely no one to heal. They weren't even dead yet. Everyone had gone different fuddy directions. So, yep, splintering stuff, and I believe pretty much Paulson was the one that capitalised on that sort of indecisiveness from Crack and just easily walking across the point, taking ground. Didn't really get any kills, but once again, a mid-1, no real large number of deaths, and yet a second point lost as well. So S4 will be feeling pretty good about themselves here, and with Shooter shamelessly dying there.
Yeah, looking for the sniper switch college of things. As Crackman running that really defensive area, which oh, the elaborate spy. Even better, go for the pyro. I'd like to see some pyro. I don't even know. It wouldn't even work. Maybe just do a pyro rocket jump and just run at the medic. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty funny. It wouldn't work very well, but it would be loads of fun. As yeah, he's coming in from through this lobby as a sniper. Going in through the left sideline. He's an immediate direct rocket and just says, "No, I'm just gonna go through the lower. Thanks very much."
Going through Crackline is set up for. This is a good way to completely lock out that sniper. Of course, when I say lock out the sniper, I mean not give him any targets, but the Demo Man and the Heavy are kind of floating around offering up a kill, so I don't know if I fully love the way they've committed to this forward hold. And yeah, the Demo Man is going to need to play more than probably just 3 stickies on that left roller door if he wants to make sure that no one can get through it.
Yeah, and Shooter just taking some really... Yeah, Shooter just taking some big spam here, but it looks like he's going to poke in through this right door. I hope to God he dies to the sticky trap. Yep, nice work by Hayes there. Really timely there. I'd like to see Pitch actually try and just poke this here a bit. I mean, sure there's probably going to be stickies there, but I don't know, they could try and force something here with the player advantage. But looks like, no, they're going to go for the safer option, just take their time, just a bit of a spam battle and wait for... Oh my God, Shooter going for the spy. There you go, it happened. Are you happy now?
Woo! I'm expecting big things.
I'm expecting big fails, that's what I'm expecting.
So that's probably an impossible to kill medic, and if going for the medic would be wrong, I reckon Hayes is an easy kill. Even though he's currently on that crate, I reckon you could...
Shooter runs into the scout. Crackman wising up to what's up. As S4 just poking... Yeah, no, definitely not. As S4 just gonna be forced to just kind of sit around, and yeah, here you go, the pyro spy check, getting Jane Banger with the super secret play.
That seems necessary.
Oh, that's brilliant, and that's hurting my ears, so I'm gonna get away from that before. Oh my God, Star's coming in. Oh my God, that was absolutely sick. I would like to see Crackman to try and poke this time. I mean, they don't want to give up a round just by failing, just because. Yeah, just because even though it's pretty hard to push off last here, like they need to be trying to poke here. They don't want to be stuck on last forever. As Shooter's probably going to switch off to that sniper again. As no, he's actually going to opt for the scout, so they're going to. S4 going to look for just an Uber trade and try and repush with neither team having Uber. So, be interesting to see, you know, who gets a pick, whether they do at all. As looks like Uber coming in, Omen with a really quick counter Uber. Pissed. Just really humping the shoulder right now. No, he's actually going to hold the choke. I like this.
Yeah, Chonberry did a nice job there. Just sort of dancing around, looking for a force multi, wasn't able to. His medic detached in time to get back. So in the end, nothing happened, but there was a lot of potential things to go wrong for CC if they weren't safely positioned well away from the actual combo. But as it happened, both teams pretty much doing as expected. And Smiley Town with a huge double. Demo and Scout down. Even though Lammy is dead, they really should just immediately start going in, which is exactly what they're doing. This Heavy's taking a lot of damage. Husk needs to die though. Very missing a critical rocket there and no support follow-up. Finally going to drop though as the support 2 that died early, just spawning too late to bomb onto that point and save it. So well done S4, and they take an early lead in this map.
Yeah, I mean, Crackman had a 2-player advantage there, and they were trying to poke in there. It looks like the calls were a bit, it looks like the calls were a bit unclear there, as like Hayes kind of wanted to go in there, but does get picked off by the scout, and the scout does get picked off as well. So unfortunate for Crackman there, and that brings us to 2-1 in favour of S4, and just following Forceman as well, just sitting back a bit, just doing some long-range spam here and there. Not really much happening. Does push forward though, he is very low, does get taken down quickly. And both, wow, kills going left and right, Valiant getting taken down, and Lammy getting taken down as well. So that's roaming soldiers both down for both teams, but Crackman getting the better end of that. Looks like they're actually going to chase him and try and get some good frags, but Smiley Town having none of that, doing a nice denial of Hayes the Dome Man, slowing down the enemy onslaught and just buying time for his team. But
Thalion's
mid is
bombs.
Crackland.
Yeah, Thalion's bomb's just so much better than Lemmy's right now. So much more impactful. He's getting it real deep, taking a play with him sometimes, but always forcing territory back, as they're never able to kill him quite fast enough. And I don't know if that's just the scouts from S4 are just not hitting the shots they need to right now, because they feel like they're there to deal with that bomber, or maybe they're just a little bit too slow on the arrival. But almost every one of these rollouts, and definitely going to push straight on to last again. So we still haven't seen a decent second push at all. It's just been rollouts to last.
Yeah, no team's really been content with attempting to try and push off last point. A bit too scared of giving up the round. Bit of uncertainty of what they're going
to
do.
defend their second as the second's getting capped. They should just be like Ubering on that point, forcing a fight, trading Ubers there, because it's pretty easy to get from your balcony or your sort of lobby area with Uber, just jump straight onto that second point and block it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, because the spawns were pretty close, but Alien opting for the aggressive sniper, shooter with the defensive sniper. Alien not really getting a line on that sniper. He's going to end up going through either the right or lower. No, he's going to go through the lower first. Going for line, looking for a line on something. No, nothing shown its head. Sniper does show its head, but shooter with a nice pick on the Alien.
Counter spying off last is my favourite way of breaking a stalemate.
Counter spy too strong.
It's awesome. Go down, drop down, see what you can do. If you're dead, doesn't matter. It's just snakewater
And
last.
there it
You can
is.
hold with
Oh my
5.
god, I hate you so much. Why do you keep saying?
I've been the same player with him like a week, and I've already rubbed off all my bad habits. This is awesome.
Oh my god.
We
Did
got
they spot him?
spies.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh, he's gonna get it!
Oh my god. And Jangbanger with the return spy as well. Oh no. This is
I
gonna
don't
be
know if
interesting.
Shooter saw that Jangbanger was spy. I think they flicked over. Man, Jangbanger's going the wrong way. Is he gonna step over there?
Oh god. Wow, that was the face stab if I've seen one. And he's gonna run into a sticky trap. You should be like, hello team, there's a sticky trap there. Oh my god, that face stab was absurd. But Crackland getting some really good positioning off that. Really good damage on S4 side. That's gonna prompt the early Uber. Omen finally for once milking the Uber. But Crackland shouldn't be giving up positioning here, and they drop the player. They need to collapse on this heavy. Yep, nice work by Crackland. Collapsing in on that heavy. Need to make sure they don't drop any more players. Kill the demo man. Now they can actually bait the point. But Hayes does get taken down. Had no ammo loaded, unfortunately. But Piston's past cleaning up here. And this should be the couch for Crackland. And that's 2-all right now. And that was just some silly plays right there. Oh my god.
My buddy. That was good. Digging it. Keeping things spicy. What I really want to see here is...
You didn't just say spicy when there were spies. Oh my god.
Unintentional puns. But what I really want to see is whichever team loses the rollout, not lose second. We just overextending, not retreating when they realise things looking bad. They need to be really working on it. As here comes the bomb. He's getting an early kill. Lemmy going for his godly middies, but it doesn't matter. Thalion is already dead. A nice counter aggression, but S4 are just dying left, right, and center. Jangbanger and Cuss both still alive, getting really key picks that roll. In fact, as I looked at it, Pish with a triple, Jangbanger with a... Wait, no, I'm going too far back. Nice play by the scouts. Despite both of them ultimately dying at the end, they did enough work for their team to secure the rollout. 100% Uber advantage here. CC haven't gone on yet. Kind of surprises me.
S4 not even anywhere near second. They're sitting up already for last, even though there's
Seriously?
This is a bit... Yeah, a bit preempted by S4, but it looks like they are going to finally get into this yard area. But the sentry's still already out last. I do...
Tell Smiley
I don't... I don't mind... I was just about to say, I don't like the defensive sniper... I don't mind the defensive sniper at all on the second point. And that's the reason why, because things like that can happen. But Crackland has some pretty good position. They're going to try and use this aggressively, having a slight player advantage, technically, even though they've been the medic down. Yeah, Crackland getting some really good frags, catching S4, committing far too heavily. And Crackland will be looking to just use that huge player advantage in coming into this last point. No sentry up this time. Yep, dropping straight in towards that point. The Alien coming in after, and that's 3-2 to Crackland. That was, I like to say, that was really, really well played by Crackland.
Yeah, that was just aggressive TF2 just bullying their way through. I think as soon as that medic died, the scouts just needed to be getting heals off the team, and they really needed to move away off that balcony where they can get spammed down onto the point area where it's a little bit more open and vulnerable perhaps, but you have a better chance of just healing in all directions and picking off the CC players as they bombed in. So, don't know. Nice stuff by CC though, and I'll be pretty content with the free round there.
Yeah, no, I definitely like how, because you think about it, because I mean they didn't even know, but Smiley Town was an NG at last, and there was also a sniper in the form of shooter. So if you think about it, it's kind of a player advantage in that sense, and they just went balls out aggressive. And S4 just thinking, no, we've got our medic, we're fine, and yeah, they just got completely caught off guard by that aggression. And looks like we've got a disconnect by Omen. Gonna have to wait for him to get back here as we start the second half, but that's 3-2 to Crackland. So far showing just that the reason why they picked this map, but I don't know, it's been pretty scrappy. It doesn't, like, despite it being a pretty good map for them, it still looks like Crackland have been playing pretty scrappily on this map.
Yep. Been pretty scrappy from both teams so far. Obviously CC, the round up. I think the scrappiness is suiting Crackland. They seem to be really thriving in it. Hayes is getting himself into positions where he should be able to die, like if a player just came in at the right time, but there's never really the player that can deal with him. I don't know if he knows that he's safe when he goes aggressive, but he's really making the most of these scrappy fights and doing a lot of damage. In fact, I'll just go have a look at those first round stats if I can find them. And yeah, Hayes top damage dealer, followed by Pish. So, and then followed by Shooter. So clearly the heavies from S4 not doing as much damage as they wanted to do. Granted, those numbers are pretty close to each other. Highest fragger, both Pishk and Shooter. Actually, Shooter also died the most as well, so clearly he is fully engaged Rambo scout mode.
Yeah, no, it's definitely pulling his weight despite being the ringer, and like not really much to say about from the stats apart from, as you said, Pishk and Hayes just playing really well together as the Demo Soldier combo.
Yeah.
As like, Chris Paulson's not even that far behind on damage. I mean, 1k damage isn't a huge amount. It's like a rollout's worth, I guess, but I don't know, on the same token, it can be the difference between, or like that could have been the difference between winning a rollout or not. So,
and yes, it's half the kills. I mean, it's been a low kill game. Most of it's been rollout, waste 10 minutes, move to last. So hence why no one really has these high frag counts. But only 4 kills for an entire half, 16 minutes, isn't a lot from a demo man.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Not really having much luck. As Omen did get it back here in more like 3 seconds, as opposed to the 3 months predicted by his team. Shout out to his team there, Crackland, for that. Okay, so we're just waiting for both teams to start, as it looks like they're waiting for us to be ready.
Yeah, we're ready. I said so.
As yeah, looks like both teams are already up, and we're gonna have to see whether, you know, S4 can bring this back. I mean, we do know it's not their map. I mean, they are down 2-3, but they need to win this, obviously bring it to a third map, because they did lose the first map, Badlands 5-3. Gonna have to see whether Paulson can get some really good damage on this mid. I'm just gonna follow him, going in through this fairly standard lower door, not really getting the sticky on the demo. Does eat a first sticky himself, and they're not really doing much damage. He's kind of just using all these long range stickies to try and get something on, but not as much luck. Gets a nice air fight from the soldier, but his scouts, Shooter and Smiley Town, getting nice picks on Omen and Valiant. But Crackland just with superior DM towards the end there. Like, even though they lost their medic, just that didn't really matter. S4 lost their DM classes.
What's that WK doing? Why is he not playing with Paulson and defending second instead of going to last? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Really
if S4 give up second here, my brain will explode.
Yeah, really cautious play by S4 here. But looks like they do have Uber advantage up in the end, so they are going to be able to, you know, potentially push into this midpoint here, because Omen only does have about 25% Uber.
They should go now.
Yeah, looks like they are setting up here through this yard right now. If they're going to go either kitchen or the main way.
Man, main way is so poop. There's always that soldier that is spamming you.
Yeah, so there's always a sticky trap there too.
Yeah. Not the kitchen's great, but at least you can get in kitchen. So ZWK is going to take spam up plenty, he's going to be forced to pop, but they've got a nice angle in. This Uber is going to do nothing except flush them all out. They need to cap this point fast before Omen gets his Uber up, and just maintain the status quo, or things are going to go really south here for S4.
Yeah, Uber coming up for Crackland as well, and Cuss taking down Smiley. This is a bad, definitely a bad death for Smiley down, dying there extremely late. Crackland don't even need to Uber here.
Just walk out. S4 are starting to show signs of nerves, starting to play really, really strangely.
Yeah, and they're just bombing a soldier, another late death. They're going to probably have to even give up second at this rate. I mean, they're going to try and contest it for as long as they can, but they're probably going to have to give it up as Crackland are full health, are full players.
I really don't like anything to worry about with this either. It's a horrible spot for your med, you can get trapped. They're going to have to retreat into lobby. And I'd expect... Tombo should have bombed there, I think it's worth... actually no. Actually, I take it back. ZWK will get his Uber up in time here, and he's going to have to Uber this soldier quite far, because everyone is in Valley for red. This heavy is going to completely deny the invulnerable bomb, and might even be able to catch an exit kill here S4, but no, everyone already out of there. So, yep, Crackland continuing to play very tight.
I'm sorry.
They're just going to have to return to stalemate mode here. That Uber did not really get many ground.
Yeah, no, no team did anything with Uber. They were going to have to just wait for, I guess, another Uber charge to appear on both sides, as Shooter opting for the defensive sniper.
Queuing this daily on phone and then switch to sniper.
Yeah, I'm
didn't see that one coming.
Bang.
They should push now. I mean,
I'm sorry,
push now. Like, that's what I do. There's a whole player dead.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to poke for the sniper and try and get another pick, but not really going to have much luck with that, as
like,
full body shot on
complain
Hayes.
that they can't beat snipers and they can't push off last, but if you don't try, when you've got a whole player out, then...
Shout out to Mados for actually pointing that out to me, because I completely didn't notice that.
Probably the spawns, like the forward spawns here are really short, which is pretty frustrating, but... I don't know.
Yeah, both teams running a sniper, looks like. Leon actually trying the sniper again this time. Going in through the lower sideline, trying to get a pick on anything he can. Does get a full body shot on the heavy, but that's not really a big deal when the heavy does have 450 hit points. And
only 2/3 to go.
I wonder if he's going to get a pick through this door again. I hope to God he doesn't, because it's happened for like both teams now, where he gotten picks through this door.
I feel like the soldier over on the right high ground, they need to be really careful. He's quite vulnerable. If CC just decided to bully out the left door with their team and bomb like 2 soldiers and a demo at him or something to that effect, he'd be pretty hard pressed to get back to the spawn doors without dying, and then CC would have a really good platform to push slowly in on the left.
Yeah, Leon trying to go for a pick in the soldier, not really having much luck, unfortunately. He still wouldn't try for him again. S4 should be adapting here. They should just be sitting a lot more aggressively, not even letting this sniper getting a shot off at all. I mean, if that was a good sniper, he could have easily gotten a pick on that soldier there. He's going to go for a pick on the heavy, but doesn't hit him, unfortunately. And, yeah, S4 just... yeah, a bit of a snotfest coming out here right now, as S4 aren't even willing to put pressure on Crackland as they're trying to just, you know, get a pick. I mean, this is something that so many teams do. They just, yeah, there you go, it happened. Like, S4 just gave the room. And that's going to give Crackland the cue to poke in here. And they probably don't even have to Uber too early, as Punchman does come in. Hayes is forced back. And yeah, Omen still hasn't had to pop yet, because Sniper hasn't really shot him.
Yeah.
And return frag though coming on Jangbao, and Paulson taking on Cuss. Crackland just need to use his Uber to just get out immediately. They need to make sure they don't lose too many players. Omen does retreat through the lower door. Fish should have gotten out as well. He does get in through this lobby. No, he doesn't. He does get caught out, and that's going to be give S4 the cue to push out here. As
this is really nice.
Hayes in no man's land. Hayes with a nice 5-1 shooter, giving him the finger just before. And yeah, Scout in on the medic doesn't get him though. So Crackland not really having much luck on that blast push there. I mean, they had the right idea, but unfortunately they just let players die before they Ubered.
Yeah, S4 had a really good Uber, nice and late, did a lot with it, took a lot of ground, and they were really fast through the tail end of their own Uber just to keep pushing forward, knowing that there was no chance of flankers with that, trusting their heavy to cover, and just gave them a lot of momentum and speed moving into that second point, which is what is so desperately needed on this point, on this map, because of how fast the other respawns are. So now they're going to get mid pretty much uncontested, and the Ubers should be just about equalizing up now in a couple of seconds, but now the impetus is on S4 to see what they've got for a second push. Finally, we've actually got some decent second push battles. I think it's one of the more interesting points on this map.
Yeah, definitely. I really like this point because there's a lot of options you can do. You can do like some weird suicides, or you can just like walk in through yard and just take your time, or be really aggressive through the storeroom and just try and force multi-uber. It's really diverse in what you can do.
And
It looks like
there's enough flanking and hiding options that none of them are easy. You have to work for them, but if you're not spotted, you can get in behind opposing teams. Both.
it looks like the Uber is forced somehow on Crackland, so I don't know how that happened. Lammy must have, Lammy must have just somehow got them in and jumped out as well. And counter Uber coming in here. Fish does get out through the storeroom window, and Crackland have just disappeared. S4 have nothing to kill. As never mind, looks like Fish is behind, but he's just being a nuisance. Crackland are actually going to try and enter here while their players behind, distracting them. Really good damage coming out on S4. Crackland should really be capitalizing this. They should be knowing this damage, and they should still know that their soldiers behind. They got to be setting up for this. As Fish does come in, Tomberry with the MG shotgun, but yeah, both players losing. Yeah, both teams actually losing players, but it looks like Crackland did get the better exchange of that. As Tomberry and Smiley Town the only one to get out, and Robert Paulson does spawn, but S4 do lose a medic, so that's about a 75-80% Uber advantage for Crackland, looking to push into this middle, let's say, in the next 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, I feel like Hayes was way too defensive there on that point. He could have been a lot more punishing. It worked out fine in the end though, so far we need to judge too much, as they are going to consolidate the second point pretty comfortably. And as you said, huge Uber advantage here. They should be just coming in a second soon. Tonberry is pretty forward. Looks like they're setting sticky traps up around the point area, not actually at the chokes themselves. So S4 just being a little bit too defensive here again, and they're already starting to retreat. But wow, once again, Omen taking so much damage. I don't know if he walked into one of those sticky traps. I was too busy looking at S4, but they got the Uber pop. That was pretty much all S4 wanted, and now they're going to be ready to try to re-push in. Oh, Lammy dying. Maybe he was caught out behind or something.
That's not very good for S4 to actually lose Lammy there. I mean, despite them having Uber, that's just going to stunt their push for quite a while, being a player down. But it looks like S4, I think he's actually trying to push this slowly. No, Tomberry's going to sit in through this. Oh, no, yeah, he is going to push in through this, I guess, lobby area. Yeah, I would prefer to wait for the player, but it looks like they're going to push in through this kitchen really aggressively. 70% Uber coming off with Omen. Tomberry needs to just get in here and try and get some damage done. But his medic's going to just sit back and not really Uber him.
Smiley walks into one of those random pipes.
Smiley Town does get taken down there. Crackland have actually just bought so much time. Like S4's Uber advantage has just completely been diminished, and Crackland with that player advantage, Valiant jumping with the aggressive jump, trying to force the Uber, but Hayes with some huge kills. Hayes, wow, just going absolutely bananas here. The only way to put it, really, just. And just kill Vine coming out there.
ZWK gets absolutely punished for being greedy there, and everyone on his team is going to die. Hayes with a huge 4 or 5 down. Erman doesn't even have to pop there. Just really well played by Crackland.
Yeah, Crackland can just multi-uber in here. They're going to just kill the sniper. That's going to be a free pick. They should be going for the sniper, honestly. But looks like they're going to let him get out. Hayes coming in, getting some really good damage on his players. Just sticking up that point. Team's baiting the point. And this should be cap for Crackland, and that's 4-2 in their favour. And this is looking pretty dire for S4. I mean, they do have 20 minutes to make up 3 rounds. They've got to win 3 rounds now in 20 minutes, and that's a pretty big ask, especially when, you know, they're already down a map. They've lost the last couple of rounds, and they're just, I guess, the psychological disadvantage as well as the, you know, the tactical disadvantage right now.
Yeah, people call this map slow, but there's definitely the potential for rolls on, like we just saw then. You just get the right momentum and steamroll going. This rollout, once again, pretty much business as usual. Lammy bombing in and not doing too much. Thalion hasn't really made a playlet, and ZWK is down the Thalion spam, but this isn't over yet actually. 2v1. Shoot may actually be able to do this if he gets some good meat shots, but no, the Pishk rocket landing onto that roof from the floor down. Not an easy rocket to land if you're a little bit of the Unco sort. These guys do celebratory ritual dancing on the point to commemorate its victory.
It just seems like Thalion opting for the slightly later bomb, just the return bomb after Lammy, because it's a following in off Lammy's aggression, and they're not really looking for that soldier to jump, and Thalion's just getting free reign on S4. So that's like even Ubers for both teams. Actually, Crackland running the crit streak, so they're going to give Hayes his luck this time on with a crit streak on Snakewater this time, as there was a lot seen actually on Badlands. So we're going to have to see whether he can get some sneaky shots out, as Shooter actually opting for the defensive sniper. So Crackman need to be aware of this possibility and make sure, you know, that
They're playing like they
doesn't get a
know it's
headshot.
crits. Look where their medic is, it's so far back. Maybe they must have got the call or something.
Oh, the rock trap. That actually
Oh.
worked? I didn't even see that trap. Oh my god.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah, that's
Suddenly, an opportunity presents and S4 is gifted a free middle. Where is this combo? Are they even still behind? No, they're way out with the crit spree.
yeah, not a position that Crackman want to be
try
on.
anything.
Not a position that Crackman want to be in right now with the defensive crit spree. I mean, Hayes is going to be trying to look for a re-entry. Piss clearing the way for him. Yep, crits is popped. Oh no! Never mind. Hayes with some huge kills. Nice air pipe on the soldier. Hayes just playing out of his mind just there. Nice triple kill with that crit spree. And Lammy's going to be sitting behind here and just saw him, and that was just, I mean, S4 should have expected it. They saw the medic poke out there. They should have seen, oh, you know, he's got crit spree, and they just got completely caught off guard.
Yeah, it was just really smart play. Good timing by them knowing that the cap was still just being capped. They were just in time to catch the Crackline players while they were still stacking.
Lammy in
Really
behind,
predict
jumping
where
the
they'll be.
point on the medic. Doesn't have any rockets loaded though, and that's, oh.
Low percentage, but he kind of had to make something happen
Yeah, he had to
because he
try
was
and make
trapped.
some. Yeah, he definitely had to try and make something happen because he kind of made himself get trapped, unfortunately. But S4 looking in dire straits here right now, as you know, sitting on last, massive uber disadvantage, and the other team has crit streak. I mean, I'd like to see them actually have a sentry against the crits, as looks like Crackman coming in through this lower door, leading on Hayes the Demo Man, but really nice damage by S4 to get some huge damage on Hayes. But Hayes with a nice double crit sticky kill. And that's going to be the map and the game, and that gives Crackman the L9 Division 2 title.
It does. 5-3, 5-2. Too strong by Crackland. I'm definitely deserving win.
Yeah, no, just overall superior play by them. I mean, it seems S4 just started to lean on the more passive side towards the end there because like they were just unsure of what they should really be doing, and they just decided to resort to more passive play. It didn't really work out for them, as we saw.
Alien out damaging all of S4 and Pishk, and not really taking much heals either. So really well done. I think he was MVP overall, in my opinion.
I'm just going to try and bring the logs up on. I'm just going to bring the logs up actually on the stream. Just give me a moment. Okay, so yeah, hey, wow, Valen actually doing 4.2k damage. That's just ridiculous. He was just given way too much room on mids. Like S4 were just, like, I don't even know how that happened. How could you let this roaming soldier do that much damage? Good lord.
I know, right? It's funny too because he did nothing on our warm-up match. Played like really bad, and then just played like out of his mind this game.
Maybe that was the warm-up he needed for that. As it looks like, yeah, it's apparently awards time, so we're gonna eagerly watch Yells Fortress front page. Oh, there. Oh no, damn it. F5,
check
F5,
admin.
F5.
Don't know how soon they're going to be up. Depends on, of course, the Div 2 admin, which is Bishrak. Nice.
Shrek, please respond. And yeah, wow, that was just like pretty close game. Like the scores, you know, showed that was close as well. I mean, it was what 5-3, 5-2. So I mean, S4 were definitely putting up a fight, but it seemed like the longer the games went on, they just didn't really have an idea of what they should be doing, and just resorted to really passive play, and it just played into Crackland's hands. As you know, those for a start, those crits plays were just like just ownage. That's the only way to put it. Like those crits plays were just huge. I mean, you saw a couple of them on Badlands, like just S4 just kind of sitting around instead of like actively prepping for the crits.
Yeah, and some of those crits were like in the worst of circumstances, like that. I mean, that last one there, things went pear-shaped. They had to retreat from pushing mid to re-pushing back into the mid and say, look, what are we going to do with these crits? And they just managed to find exactly the right play and the right timing to make it work. Of course, ZWK didn't have to drop Uber, to actually really seal the deal. But even if ZWK had got his Uber up, that Kritzkrieg would have done at least something, probably got a kill or two, and they were in position to retreat back in a second. So it's really smart timing and playing of recognizing what they can do with what sort of advantages and Kritzkriegs they've got.
I think just S4 were just, I guess, trying to be too greedy with the cap, just trying to get like a ×10 cap. They always just stacked on there. They weren't really watching the chokes for that possible retake, and they got punished severely for it.
Yeah, it's easy to not be thinking when you're capping a point, go into like brain cooldown mode, prepare for the next fight, start thinking. But yeah, they were caught just not thinking, and that's exactly why they dropped Uber and whatnot.
Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna get any of the players in, or are we?
Nah.
It's pretty late. Yeah, no, it's pretty late. It's nearly 11 p.m. So we're not going to get any players in for an after-match interview, but thanks everyone for watching. That was, once again, our 9 Div 2 Grand Final, S4 and Crack Clan. Crack Clan ultimately coming out as the winner, so obviously having the our 9 Div 2 Grand Final, which, I don't know, will probably be a good cue for them to be in Division 1, or Premier Division next season in our 9, especially since, like, at least one team has disbanded from Premier. So good shot that they'll be getting into that division next season and have to see how they fare against the top guns, the big boys of Australian TF2.
Sure.
And
thanks also for casting with me, man. Obviously, because you have a Twitch and I don't, this will be up on your Twitch on Twitch TV/Ukester for those who are listening in and the players later.
That's right, and thanks for joining me. That was lots of fun. Thanks to everyone that was watching. I'm really bad at play-by-play. I try my best, and that cameraman. Hopefully it was fairly enjoyable for everyone, because I enjoyed it a lot, and I know hopefully do some in the future. I'm actually casting a game. If you don't know, if you look on the Team Fortress TV website, I'm actually casting a game on Friday. Well, it says Thursday, May 9th, 15:15 Eastern Daylight Time. That is 5 a.m. our time, because I'm just going to YOLO that. So if you manage to be awake at that time, I'm going to be casting with Admirable, so that's going to be the James duo casting an ETF2L Prem Division Round 1 game, so that'll be interesting. That'll be on the Team Fortress TV stream, which is twitch.tv/Team Fortress TV. Be sure to check that out, and yeah, hope to see you guys soon. And shout out to, I guess, our players tonight, Crack Clan and S4, giving us a really close game. And I'm going to close the stream now. Thanks everyone for watching.